Burrowed deep under the surface of mainstream society, unbound by geography, millions of people come together online to share interests, passions, and create new subcultures. Join us as we explore these virtual communities. Prepare yourself for Project CyberTribe. For the majority of moviegoers, experiencing a film begins and ends in the theater. Some movie buffs, however, feel the need to get more interactive with their favorite flicks. Movie prop forums like the Replica Prop Forum, or RPF, are frequented by craftsmen and women who express their love for their favorite films by painstakingly recreating its props, which can range from weapons to costumes to jets. The RPF was founded in 1997 and is one of the most well-known resources for information on props from movies, television, and video games. The website's users include artists, collectors, modelers, sculptors, and passionate movie fans. So why do these people feel compelled to create movie props? Why is this a community that appeals to such a wide range of people? I spoke with prop enthusiast and RPF regular Aureliano Sanchez about the appeal of prop making and why the community is so popular. What do you think compels people to make replicas of props they see in movies?
What attracts people to this particular kind of subject matter of making, I think, is a desire to connect with the object of their desire. You know, I'm making a phaser right now because I want to connect with Star Trek in a physical, tangible way.
Yeah.
And that all comes back around to the fact that these shows have a very profound influence.
What's the draw of sharing your work online in the forums like that, and when you're going through the process too? What do you go to the community for?
Because everybody loves it. We all love it. It's, we share what we do. For the most part, the hobby is full of really talented people who just like to build stuff and share what they've done and share what they know. Mm-hmm. If you go through my thread on the RPF, you'll see I'm not just saying, here's what I did today, picture. Here's where I am with this, picture. I actually walk people through the process, how I did it, because I'm also sharing what I know and what I learned during this project. Mm-hmm. So my mistakes are all out in the open on that thread, like dirty laundry. Mm-hmm. Because they can learn from my mistakes too, and not make them.
Hey everybody, it's Bill Duran here in the prop shop. Welcome back. It's been a little while, but check it out. I made a gun.
Bill Doran, a professional replica prop builder, holds similar views about the prop builder's motivations and what he thinks about the online community.
For me, a lot of it came from seeing something that I liked very much, either in a video game or a movie, that I wanted. Mm-hmm. I wanted it in my life, and either it was too expensive to get if there was replicas available, or it didn't exist at all for the video game stuff that I've done. It was purely digital. It lived in a totally digital world, and I wanted it. So I thought, I guess it falls on my shoulders. If I want it, then I better go make it. Mm-hmm. And I know that is generally the case for a lot of people out there online who have started making things. It's just this desire to have something that had an impact on their life, like with video games, mm-hmm. And as a way to make that impact exist outside of the digital world or outside of the silver screen. They mm-hmm. want to build something from it that they can hold in their hands and put up on the wall as a constant reminder of what that slice of pop culture did for them in their lives.
Why do you think people, like maybe people who just do make props like in their spare time, that kind of thing, why do you think they're driven to share their work on things like the RPF and other forums? Like, what do you think drives that?
Part of it, I know for me, it was I trolled, or not trolled, but lurked in the RPF for a long, long time when I was kind of learning. And especially when you're learning, you may be a little apprehensive to share what you're working on because you're like, oh, these guys are really good and mine's terrible. And, but a lot of times people are looking for feedback about techniques and how they made it. A lot of times people will either discover a new technique and want to share it, or try a technique and then want to share how they applied it to their project with other people. And especially, you mentioned the RPF. That's a great place because people are doing exactly that. They're sharing techniques, they're applying them to different projects and showing that off. And I know for me, I learned so much from other people doing that I felt compelled to share what I did and get that out there. And it's kind of like what's the term? Just passing it along to the next generation of new people coming in.
Cool.
And also, sometimes you're like, I'm really proud of what I made.
Yeah.
Other people might like to see it too. So here, guys, check it out. As someone who's new to the community, you see someone else post something and everyone else sort of either giving them tips or techniques or good creative feedback. As someone new to it, you're like, oh, that's not so scary at all.
Yeah.
You know, a place like the RPF is great because people are there to learn techniques and stuff. If you post, as I've learned in the past, if you post stuff that you made from that particular fandom, let's say, you get people who aren't invested in the technique. People who are more invested in that fandom, and they may not appreciate the work that went into your costume or your prop.
The forum isn't just a way to get information on the specs for prop replicas. It also gives fans an outlet for sharing their creations and getting feedback on their work. Mr. Aureliano summed up the biggest draw of places like the RPF.
There's lots of responses in there where they just love what I'm doing. And that's extremely gratifying. That makes me really terrifically happy that I'm able to put something out there and make other people happy. You know, that's what it is for me. There's a drive in people who make stuff or paint stuff or whatever to show what they do and to share it.
Reporting for demtech.org, this is Melanie Hollick.